Join me for another weekend diary. Let's prep for market together. So this will be my first market. Technically it isn't actually a market, I'm just taking advantage of a good opportunity, but let's prep nonetheless. So in a couple weekends it's the Goolwa Boat Festival here in South Australia, and it's one of the big events of the boat sphere. There's going to be lots of people there, lots of boats there, lots of families and young people. This year Luke and I are bringing down our own boat, so for the first time we're going to be bringing our own boat to the festival, which is very exciting. So with that, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to show everyone my art and see if I can get a bit more of a following and just meet people in person and finally get to go out into the community. So obviously this is going to take a little bit of prep, so I don't have any market set up at all. On the boat currently is a really big long trestle table, and that's pretty much all I have set up. So there's a few things to do. First, I want to create a limited print or drawing specifically for the festival. So I have this beautiful old photo of Daisy from 1897, 98, 99, somewhere around there, we're not entirely sure, and I'm going to use that as a reference to create an artwork that I could promote at the festival. So step one is obviously finishing that drawing. Step two is prepping a bit of a market stall. So first is the table. I'm just going to go and get some fabric to create a tablecloth. Because it's larger, I can't get a standard tablecloth, so I'll just get some fabric and cut it up and iron it and use that instead. And I also want to see if I can get coloured fabric that matches my brand colours to see if I can create a bit of a Studio Mo branded stripe over the table, if that makes sense. That might also require some fabric paint, or perhaps I could sew on the sign. I'm not sure about that yet. Next is I want to get some frames. Realistically, I could get away with one, but I would like two. One for the original Daisy drawing at the front of the boat, and then one for one of the prints just on the inside to, you know, be consistent and show what they're going to look like. And then obviously I need to stock up on my prints. At the moment, everything is print to order, so I need to actually go and purchase the stock, which is a bit of a step. The final step to get ready for this is packaging. If anyone wants to take anything home with them, then I want to make sure that it's going to be protected. So I have some cardboard that I can cut to A5 or a little bit bigger. That'll be great for the A5 prints, and then I'll wrap that in tissue paper and use my business card as a bit of a sticker to seal it. And then with the A3 prints, I'm going to roll them up and create a little band to keep them rolled up, wrap them in tissue paper, and use a business card as a seal for that as well. That way I'm not using any plastic, so that's great. And if I cut up the cardboard and I don't use it, that's fine, because I can use it for any of my A5 online sales as well. So they're all my plans at the moment. I did forget to mention I do want to try to create some more combs for the festival, but I'll see how I go on that. Today I'm going to cut some blanks basically with my scroll saw. I'm going to cut the outlines, and then that way when I'm on the boat I can hopefully finish hand carving them and sanding them down. Because it's going to take us about 4 days to get the boat from where she is to Goolwa, so that's a good amount of time for me to just sit there sanding, but again, we'll see how we go. So this is a piece of driftwood that Luke found for me while he was at work, and it is so unbelievably gorgeous. I absolutely love this. I have two ideas. Either I can cut a section here and have the business cards sit here, or I cut a section just for one card to be presented here, and then I create a little flat spot for the rest of the cards to sit in here. I was debating it in my head, but I think I've decided to go with the flat spot, not necessarily because it's the better looking way of doing it, but because if I have a flat spot here, then I could also use this as a candle holder and not just a business card holder. And because it's such a beautiful piece of wood, I really want to honor it and give it as many purposes as I can. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut out, I'm thinking circular, even though these are square, just because I think that'll look nicer. So I'll create a little stencil and just start creating a flat area for the cards to sit. So it's a day before the festival, so I just wanted to go over all the things that I've put together to set up my little stall, if you like. It's all a bit last minute. I only just picked up the prints yesterday, so everything is ready and good to go. So let me take you through them. Okay, so this is the pile of absolutely everything, but first thing is the business card holder that I made earlier. Right, the next thing is I've made the tablecloths. This will cover the whole table and this one will go down the middle. The next things that I have is just all the packaging stuff. So I've brought my tissue paper, then I brought this stuff. This is just like craft paper or something, I think. I thought I could use these to roll the A3 prints together and then use it as a strip to hold the roll, if that makes sense. Then we've got a frame. This will probably hold one of the Daisy prints. I have already put the Daisy original in a really nice big large frame. That will be hung on the wall or something if I can manage it. These are all my originals. As you can see, I've got my collage in there even though I'm not selling it. Just in case people wanted to see the original. I'm not really sure how I'm going to set it up yet, so I thought I'd just bring everything. Then these are all of the prints that I got done for this weekend specifically, so perhaps I'll take them into some better lighting and show you. I got 5 each of my existing prints, and I got 10 prints of the Daisy because I think that is more likely to sell at a boat festival. So that includes Samson, Odyssey, Bonnie and Bo, and Faris. Next thing is the original Daisy drawing. I popped it in a nice large frame. I know it's slightly skew-iff, but I don't think it's going to be that obvious. This will hopefully entice people in, and I think it's nice to see the original. It's one of those drawings where I'm like, how did I do that? But I'm pretty proud of it. So that leaves the rest of the packaging and the rest of the products. So I have as many of these A5 bits of recycled cardboard as I could cut up. So I got some postcards printed of the Daisy print. You can tell that the colour is slightly off, but I don't think it detracts from the actual drawing just because it is technically black and white. So I think it still looks really good and you can still read the text. So the bonus of this, because it's cheaper quality than the actual prints themselves, I can sell these for a bit cheaper, which I think will be more accessible for people just walking past. They're more likely to spend a little bit of money rather than a lot. And the other thing I got was a little bit of an impulse purchase. I just saw these and I thought they'd be pretty perfect. So I only got a few. They're little enamel mugs with the Daisy print on them. The quality is pretty good, actually, of the print. I'm very happy with it, and it arrived on time, which is great. I thought it was perfect because enamel mugs can be popped on boilers to heat up, so it's kind of fitting with the steamboat. The only thing I have left is this little wee box of things.
What? Why are you crying? Eh?
So obviously I brought all of my business cards so that hopefully, you know, if someone doesn't necessarily want to buy my stuff now, they might follow me. The only other thing that I brought with me was my little stamp, Studio Mo stamp. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow or tonight, depending on when I do it, setting up my table. I am pretty excited. I have absolutely no idea how it's gonna go. It might go really, really great, and I might sell out everything, or I might not even sell one thing. It doesn't hurt to just put my art out there and see if anyone actually enjoys it. festival is now over, but it was so amazing. So many boats showed up and there were so many people around, and it was just such a great festival. Luke and I had so much fun on Daisy, and she actually won the most traditional boat award at the show, so that was really amazing. And the mildly more exciting thing for me, I made 7 sales, which is just insane. I really can't believe it. It was so amazing to see in person people's reactions to my work, and it was just so special, and I'm so grateful for the experience. It really makes me excited to actually go to a proper market and have a proper market stall, rather than just being on the boat and people happen to walk through and pick something up. There are a few things that I think I've learned to do a little bit differently, or perhaps things that are just a little bit more important than I thought they would be. So I'm grateful to have had this little mini experience to learn those things before I go to a big proper market and bury myself in a whole load of problems. So there was really 2 main takeaways, and it was just be a little bit more prepared and have my stock actually all packaged and ready to go. I only managed to have a few pieces packaged, so it meant when people were buying some things, they had to awkwardly stand around while I'm trying to rush to make it look really nice for them and package it up and try not to destroy it in the process. And the second thing was just to have a little notepad and just write down exactly what I'm selling, only because I am selling limited prints and each one is numbered, so it's really good to know which one I'm actually up to. So next time I will be writing it down. I think the only reason why I didn't was because I really didn't expect anything. So I have to have a little bit more faith in myself and be a little bit more prepared. The other thing the little notebook would really help me with is the stock management on my website, and also my little expense report, which I've written up. So I've drawn up this little report to help me understand where I'm at with my business. As I'm sure you know, when you do start a business, it takes quite a while before you start hitting the profits, because there's those initial costs which you have to get over first before you can then start making profits. So I've recorded all of my expenses up until this point, and now that I have profits, I can put the profits in and see that expense go down, which is really amazing. As easy as it is to feel really disheartened at the fact, when you do look at the expenses and it is quite high still, I think it's equally easy at this point to just feel so excited at all the little successes. I noticed the other day the video that I posted on my launch got me an extra subscriber, which is so amazing, and I just felt so much joy. And then you take a step back and you're like, 2 subscribers, does that really should you feel that much joy from it? But I really do. I think it's so funny. You feel so disheartened at one point and then so unbelievably joyous at another at just the smallest successes. And I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of me starting this business. I'm so grateful to everyone who has supported me or is supporting me with my little art business. And of course that includes you guys watching, and I'm just so grateful. So thank you for supporting me. I can't wait to share more with you guys, and I'll catch you next time where we start prepping a market stall and prepping all of the stock for it and the packing it up in packaging and just doing all those little fun things together. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks for sticking through this video. I'll see you guys next time. Uru.